Hi everybody, I'm Cassandra from Craftably Ever After and welcome to another video. And now friends, I have got a few things to share with you today. It's been a very nice week of crocheting for me. I've still been working during last week. I'm now officially on vacation. I'm really looking forward to the next 2 weeks. Just being at home, doing the odd day trip here and there. And obviously there's going to be a lot of crocheting during the next 2 weeks. But the week that's passed, again, you guys, I'm really struggling with pattern indecision. And just like the previous week or previous weeks, if I cannot decide what to crochet, I end up doing my own thing and designing something new. And this is what I want to share with you today. So I've been looking and scrolling and going through my books, and still I just, for some reason, do not have the motivation to get a pattern and start on it. And this is when, yet again, I got my very handy, now of course, I am designing using my sketchbook from Mariah Elizabeth. As you guys know, I'm a really big fan. Got out my pencil, got out my book, and I drew this guy. Now, as you can see, my drawing skills are not like the best. I've got very elementary drawing skills. Every now and again, when I'm super chuffed with a drawing, I'll even go to the trouble of coloring it in. For instance, this one was one of the designs I did for my mouse pattern that is nearly done, ready to be published. But yeah, most of the time my drawings really just look like this. So I've got an idea in my head, and then I just sit with a little notebook next to me and I start crocheting. I scribble down some notes as I go. I always start with one toy of what I've got in my head, do it straight through from beginning to end. And then once I've done it, I sort of start tweaking the pattern. But let me show you, I was actually really happy with the first version that I made. And it is this guy. So from that little drawing that you saw, this was the bear that I ended up, version 1. I don't even have a name for him. He's just like a swimming bear. I don't know what to call him yet. So I really like him. The little floaty can come off. The pants are crocheted separately. So the legs, the body, the head, all of that is one piece. Then I've just got his little arms, ears, muzzle, nothing too spectacularly difficult. I did his little pants, and I had these red and white striped pants in my head when I thought of the design. And I really wanted to do this little frog floaty, because when I designed my Grumpy Gus pattern, I just had a little striped floaty or swim ring that I crocheted with a pattern, or that's part of the pattern. And then one of your lovely subscribers, Carlotta, she made Grumpy Gus, but she gave him a little frog swim ring, and I have been obsessed with that frog swim ring for weeks now. So when I decided to do a bigger pattern for a bear, I knew I was going to give him this little frog floaty. So here he is with his little frog floaty, and I actually really liked how he turned out. One or two things did bug me, like I knew, you know, I did too many decreases on the neck. It looks a bit odd. I wanted him to be a slightly chunkier bear. So with version 2, I took out one of the decreases, and I thought, you know, if I'm going to write up the pattern, maybe I should try and make it easier and have the pants crocheted as part of the body. So my second bear, this led me to my second attempt. So I'd written down the main instructions, I knew what I wanted to change, and I made a second bear. This time As I mentioned, the pants are crocheted as part of the body, so it's not a separate piece. I made the neck thicker, which I liked a lot more. And I thought, well, while I'm now busy experimenting, let me make a little duck swim ring, which is also removable. But now this guy's problem, I tried to make the pants the same amount of stripes as I did for the removable pants, but it didn't exactly work out the same. So his pants are extremely low in the back. These reminded me of, like, in the early 2000s, there was this massive fashion trend where girls were wearing these super low cut jeans or pants, and I don't even know how you sit in those pants, because there's no way, like, those low cut pants are gonna keep on covering up whatever it needs to cover up if you sit or bend in them. And this is what these pants reminded me of. So now I've just got, this poor bear doesn't actually have a name, but the whole time I was like finishing up the body, and I knew these pants were too low. I even attempted to attach a little single crochet rim at the top to make it longer, but now all I've got in my head is this poor bear's name is now Butt Crack Bill, because I don't feel terrible. I really feel terrible for poor Butt Crack Bill, but this is now the name that stuck with with this bear. But I'm hoping his floaty will you know, cover up all of the bits we don't want to see. But he still turned out really cute. But you know, as I was crocheting the body, even though the pants are now part of the body, which I thought would be simpler, it's not, because now my color change sits here on the side, where if I do removable pants, the color change is right in the middle. And I didn't know how to explain this, you know, in a written pattern, so I chucked the idea of having non-removable pants. Anyway, Butt Crack Bill has just put me off completely. Now obviously I can just crochet one more round of pants for him, so it's not that it's a problem that I cannot overcome. But no, these pants killed the vibe for me. So I knew already after I finished this guy, even though I was really happy with his neck shape, I really like his little floaty, I knew I was not gonna crochet the pants as part of the body. So of course I had to make a third one to see if I can now iron out all of the kinks that's been bothering me up to that point. And I made a third one. This one I'm extremely happy with. He does have removable pants as well, exactly as I did for the first one, but his pants and the first one's pants, now you will not notice a difference, but I think when writing up the pattern it will be slightly easier. So the pants look almost exactly the same. This one, however, the green one, I made the pants starting with 2 rings. So you start with the 2 leg pant parts, then you connect them and finish at the top. So sort of how I made the bear. So my bears usually start with the legs, then I attach them and I crochet upwards. This is how I also made these pants, and it worked out really, really well. So it's the first time that I've actually by myself made pants where I started with the 2 rings to have pant legs, and then to connect the pant legs in the middle and work up, because this guy, like I say, you will not know the difference. But for this guy I started with a chain that's big enough to fit around his body, and then I worked down. So then at one point you split the legs and you sew up the middle part. You connect the middle part to have this little you know that it's closed, and you work from the top to the bottom. And even though I've done pants like that many times before, and I thought it would be easier for me to do it like that, actually in the end, when I did these pants, starting from the bottom up, I really liked this way of crocheting the pants a lot more. Now there's loads of pants patterns out there. I think many pants patterns actually do it like this. I think I'm against it because I don't like it when a toy's legs are split like that. And a lot of the pick-a-pow patterns, they start at the top and then they split, you know, they do the body and then they split the legs, so they end with the legs. And I usually like to do it the other way around. But in terms of the pants, I actually found that I preferred making them first the 2 pant legs and then working up. But then again, I experimented with another pool floaty, which is the flamingo. So there you have it, guys. This was again the result of my pattern indecision. I don't know how I'm going to overcome this. I did work from one pattern this week and I'll get to that just now. But I've loved making these little bears. So I think this will be a pattern that I'm going to write up. Well, I've written most of the pattern up already. I've been enjoying designing patterns these days, you guys. I don't know why it is such a struggle for me to just sit down with a written pattern. That's what I've preferred my entire crochet life. I've got tons of patterns. I've got loads of books. So in one of the next videos, I will show you 1 or 2 books that I've recently gotten in, that I've ordered, that was delivered. So that'll be coming up. But I don't know. I've just been enjoying like designing cute little patterns. So this bear pattern will hopefully be ready soon. My mouse pattern that I showed you guys before, it is just about done. I'm waiting for 2 more people who's testing for me to get their feedback. But the majority of the corrections have been done. I'm nearly ready to post it on Etsy. I will let you guys know as soon as that pattern is available. All right, on to the next thing, the only other thing that I've crocheted apart from all my bears that I've been making, and it is something for the hashtag Amigurumi World Tour. Now, I think I have mentioned this on 1 or 2 previous videos, but I really do not like crocheting food. And as you guys know, a lot of the recent projects that's been selected has been food. We've got cookies, we've got macarons, we've got pie, and I decided, well, at least I've got to do one of the food patterns, and I decided to do these little cookies. So I just made with my cotton. The same as actually for the bears. Sorry, I didn't mention the bears were made with a mix of rainbow cotton 86 and Friends cotton 86, which is a sport weight yarn from Hobby. And I used a 2.5 millimeter hook. Same with these 2. I used rainbow cotton 86 and a 2.5 millimeter hook. So at least I've now got another photo. So I've now made the whale, I've made the jellyfish, and I have now made the cookies as well. And you guys, let me chat a little bit about the Amigurumi World Tour. It has been phenomenal so far. So I've got a massive amount of pictures. I think our journal is standing on 13 pages already. We've got more than 30 whales. We've got, I don't know how many of all the other patterns. It's just amazing. Every single day I get more photos in. Your photos are super creative. So I've been loving seeing especially the food photos, that a lot of you guys have styled the photo in a specific way. I just love it. What's been super exciting for me in the last week is that the designer of the book that we are using, now as you know, we are using Whimsical Stitches from Lauren Espy. Now the designer herself, Lauren, she has actually caught on to the fact that we're doing this Amigurumi World Tour. She's commented on some of the videos. She's even shared on her Instagram stories part of our journal. She shared it on her stories. She really likes the idea that we've used her book for the collab. So it was really nice to get feedback from her. It was super exciting. Obviously, it feels like, a celebrity she is a bit of a celebrity, so I was like a little starstruck when I saw her comments on the videos and the Instagram posts. So just to let you guys know as well that Lauren herself is now sort of following as we progress with the patterns, and that's super exciting. It's been so much fun. The patterns are on a bit of a standstill at the moment. I know our international book, which is heading to Portugal, it should be there in a day or two. So the posting within Europe has gone fairly quickly, but we've now moved from Germany over to Portugal. So I'm really excited. So as soon as I hear, that the next person has received the book, and it is also the next person that's doing or that will be receiving the book. She's a YouTuber, so I will link her video as soon as it's out. It'll be fun to actually see on video the book so far. Our USA book, I actually don't know what is going on at the moment. I knew there was going to be a delay up until just after the 4th of July. It is now the 7th. I've not had any feedback on the book. I'm getting a little bit stressed, I must be honest. I do have a backup plan, but I would rather wait a few more days and see if something's happening, because if I now have to go into my backup plan, that's going to cause another week's delay, and I really hope we don't get to that. So at the moment, the European book, or the international book I should say, that has been moving the Cal slowly along. It's been a lot of fun, so I'm super excited for the US book to also start moving. But I will keep you guys up to date on whenever the books reach whoever they're supposed to reach. Of course, I'm letting you guys know straight away. But keep an eye out on my blog for the journal. I update that journal every single day because I'm getting so many photos. If I keep it until the end of the week, it's just too hectic. So I update the journal every single day, and I post the new journal onto my blog, usually in the evenings. But there's so many fantastic new patterns that came in. And anytime I do a community post, usually as soon as the next destination or the book has reached the next destination, I put a community post out as well as a post on my Instagram. So somewhere you will be able to see where the book is, what the next project is, and of course every week I will update you guys on what is going on with the book. It is just so exciting. I'm loving the amount of support and participation. You guys, I love it. I cannot tell you how fantastic it is to do things like this with you guys. You embrace it. You embrace my mad, crazy ideas. And it's great to be part of this community. I say it every week, and I'm going to continue saying it because you have to know how brilliant you all are. And you know what I've been loving in the comments, and as I've been seeing other YouTubers' videos popping up, people talking about it, I like seeing the conversations in the comments as well. People that, are commenting, oh, I see I'm sending the book to you next, or I'm receiving the book from you, and oh, I'm numbered this and this on the list. I love it. It is just, I'm glad the excitement is just, it's growing momentum, and I love it. So keep on sending me your photos. I will not have any deadline on any of the projects. So up to now, you can submit the whale, the jellyfish, the macaron, the cookies, and the pie. If, for instance, you have the book and you only want to do the bunny, just make whatever projects you want, but don't send it in to me until that project is chosen by the specific receiver of the book. I wish I had the capacity to keep track of everything. I don't. So just make sure that you keep that project until someone picks the bunny or the cow or the plant, and then you send your project in to me. So I know there's a few people who's doing it like that. I might start doing it like that as well if I can manage to get over my pattern indecision. Luckily, pattern indecision is not a problem with the Amigurumi World Tour because the decision is made, which is a lot of fun. I think actually it is helping me a lot. So you guys, thank you. keep up with our book. Like I say, I'm just updating it all the time, and it's fun to see where all the projects are coming from. Lastly, and I know I've been speaking quite a bit and quite fast, and I hope you guys have been keeping up with the pace at which I'm talking today. But the last thing, hooking up with books that I'm doing with my very good friend Caroline over at For the Love of Crochet. We have our reveal video on the 15th of July. We've been doing the book The Marsh King's Daughter. I have received a few projects so far, super cute projects. So keep an eye out. The 15th of July, I, myself and Caroline will be doing our reveal videos, showing our own projects, telling you about the book that we will be doing next. So from the 15th of July for the next 2 months, we'll be talking about the book that we'll be doing then. But you are welcome to still submit your projects to both of us, and we will show it on our reveal videos. All right, friends, that is it for today. It felt like I didn't have a lot to show you, but it just always feels like I've got a lot to chat to you about. I love hanging out with you all. All right, friends, that is it for this week. Let me know what you think of my bunch of bears. Help me with the name, because so far only one of them has got a name, and I'm refusing to keep on calling this poor thing Butt Crack Bill. So help me think of a cute name for this bear. All right, friends, I will talk to you again really soon. And as always, you guys, I hope you have a fabulous Sunday. I hope you have a really good week ahead. And until I see you in the next video, stay safe and stay crafty.